in all of my experience with the Aboriginal people, it's been the case that they are, my experience, that they're discriminated against in two areas particularly badly. And one is in the area of housing and accommodation, where nobody wants to particularly rent the place to an Aboriginal person.
Yes.
And the other one is in employment.
Yeah.
Where it's almost like a mantra.
Yeah.
Don't hire an Aboriginal person. Now I ask you, because I met you first when you were doing work in this area, up at Syncrude.
Yeah.
You know, what, you know, first of all, I guess I have to ask, has any progress been made? And if so, what are some of the major challenges facing Aboriginal people yet when it comes to employment? And what needs to be done? It's a big question.
I know it has not been solved, but I had someone give me a saying, and it said, why drag a man through the dirt and then accuse him of being dirty? And then why not, when you do not give him a job and then call him lazy? And I thought that was quite profound, because that indeed is what's happened. It's been set up. It's if you treat people badly, then you expect you will get the results that you want. And that is fill the jails. That's where they are. So my appointment is going to be one of great interest to me, because like the isolation, the way they put people in the black hole, that is bound to destroy them.
Oh yeah, calculated.
Yeah. It's just so inhuman, and I don't know what influence I will have, but it's certainly top on my issues of concern.
Have we made any progress? Are Aboriginal people being hired? Are they getting hired into some of the better jobs? Like, I know that they'll hire them to do the laborer's work, but will they hire them to do the other work, you know, that kind of thing?
No, they won't. And we hired, I got a call from a lawyer friend of mine, a woman lawyer, Pat Parody, and she said, I'm calling because I have a brilliant young woman who's head of house cleaning. She's a manager of this house cleaning business, but she doesn't, that's not what she has studied. She's got 2 degrees. She needs to be in a good position. And of course, we brought her over and hired her immediately. You know, she was so good. But she couldn't get a job. Like she got a job in those collection agencies, you know, which did help her in some ways, because you got to be so clever, but nothing good, nothing good. And relating it to my own personal experience, I've always said, nobody will hire me because of who I am. And so I'll have to create my own job. Dorothy, we've actually named our most prestigious award, the Dorothy MacDonald Award. She was the first chief and the first woman chief who decided to stand up against Syncrude. She had a blockade. No other chief had ever done that in the province of Alberta. She led the fight against the oil companies to have a decent place to live, because Fort McKay is very close to the Syncrude plant. And Dorothy is just outstanding.
So what were the issues that emerged?
Dorothy was the first one, as I said, to stand up against the huge element of Syncrude. Syncrude was in there to rape the land, have no consideration for the people that were living there, and Dorothy just said, this has got to stop. You're not going into the plant. we're going to stop you. And she did. And made national headlines, a woman chief, which was very extraordinary in itself. Dorothy was just a fantastic woman. The Institute for the Advancement of Aboriginal Women honored her in both ways, that we honored her as a recipient of the Esqueo Award, the Esqueo meaning the Cree word for woman, and for her extraordinary strength in opposing this gigantic company. Nobody had even thought of doing what she did.